Part 7, AGC and Tiger Braille Embosser, Producing Tactile Graphics.
Well, as you know, that tactile graphics are very, very important in mathematics, and I would like to have you show us how a teacher of visually impaired youngsters might use the View Plus software and the Tiger Max or Tiger Embosser to develop his or her own tactile graphics to illustrate certain mathematical concepts for blind students, or for example to develop exercises or problems or homework or whatever, to include in that certain tactile graphics that the youngster could use in studying mathematics. And I'd like to have you show us how you would, the steps you'd go through to develop a rectangle, for example. We'll make this very, very simple. And if you would just do that for us, please.
Sure. So I'm just going to use Microsoft Word. The program to draw in really isn't crucial to our printer. It's whatever the TVI feels comfortable with or has on their computer, which these days most people have Word, so it's a good kind of common program to talk about. So right now I just have a blank document open, and at the bottom I have this drawing toolbar, which are all the drawing tools in Word, and they're pretty robust. All the professional transcribers that at least use our product or are doing things with like thermoform or swell paper tend to do their graphics even in a program as simple as Word, which is actually where I learned how to do it. So the rectangle tool is one of these drawing tool buttons down here on the toolbar. The oval is there, so I could also be doing circles. And in fact, under this auto shapes menu, there are basic shapes like triangles, trapezoids, rhombus, and etc. So there's lots of things that are kind of pre-cooked into Word to draw really fast math shapes. You asked for a rectangle, so we'll click on that tool. And I'm just going to click and drag this shape out and make a big rectangle in the middle of my page. And that part's done. And then let's say we want to label the sides for example, like an area problem. Calculate the area of this rectangle. One of the tools that's great for labeling in Word is this text box tool. So I'll just click and drag to draw a text box. And I will mention that by default, text boxes use the default font in your document. So most people probably have Times New Roman size 12. And the second thing that's important about text boxes to remember is that by default they have a black border. So people who can see the screen right now, you'll see that there's a black border around this text box. And that's pretty distracting for a label. You really don't want a box around a label. So I'll show you how to take that off too. So while it's, right when I first created this text box, it's selected. I'll just go down to this little paintbrush, which is my line color. And right now my line for this text box is black, and I'll just click the No Line button. And now I have a nice plain text box. And when I click inside, I'm going to just change my font size to 29, just like I change my font size anywhere else in my document. And then I'll just type my label. And for this label, let's make it 10 centimeters or 10 cm. And then that's done. I will mention for teachers who do prefer 6-key entry for Braille, View Plus has a free program called 6-key that you can 6-key into any Windows program. All I would need to do is just select a Braille font here and run our 6-key program and just tell it I want to do that into Word, and just 6-key away. I could do all of my labeling. I could write documents in here. You can even 6-key your email if you wanted to. So anyway, that's just an option to remember. For folks who don't know Braille, we also can translate this, and that's how I'll show this. I'll label the other side of the rectangle so we can calculate area, and since it's a little shorter, we'll make this one 6 centimeters. So I'm just going to change that 10 to what I did, Galen, just so you can follow along. I copied and pasted another one of that same text box. So instead of reformatting one over and over again, I can just copy and paste this and then just click in there and change the text inside. Saves a few steps. So I'll run our translator just to translate these. And this is a literary translator, so folks doing math, you probably want to hand key some Nemeth in there. And anyway, there's my rectangle. If I wanted to drop another text box in, I could do that to label this problem number 1. And again, make sure my line is turned off. I didn't copy and paste this one. And I changed my font size larger, and the reason I did that is so I know my text box is big enough for my label. That's a crucial part of the process. So there, now I have a label for number 1, and I can go ahead and just print this off on my Tiger.
The Tiger Max creates the tactile graph.